Hello, it's Denise, and I am doing day 3 of 31 Days of Tarot 2019. So, this today's is the top 5 Oracle decks of 2018. And I am going to start with, I think, my favorite Oracle deck that I've purchased this year, but I believe it also came out this year. It's kind of hard to see that writing, but it's the Illuminated Earth Oracle by Claire Mack. And this one I I purchased and I set it aside and I didn't work with it for a little bit, and then I finally picked it up and started using it, and it has been one of my favorite purchases of the year of 2018. So the backs are gorgeous, and I bought this on Etsy, and I don't remember how I came across this, but I just did, and I just could tell by looking at the illustrations online that it was going to be like special for me, and it really is. I love how this deck has it has like light and shadow in it. It's not just all kind of fluffy, although there's a time and a place for that. Like, this deck has kind of both sides in there, and there it's just so, I just love the images, just so beautiful. I did a whole unboxing of this, so I won't go through it too much, but I just love the colors and the images, and it's just so rich, like, and like it just looks like the texture, is just so pretty, like, relationship. And this has been really great deck that I've used in a lot of tarot readings, and just pulling like an oracle card at the end, as I go to this one a lot because this is a very intuitive deck. It does come with like a little booklet, and it has some like a little paragraph for each card, which I think is really fun and helpful to kind of read through. But it's just mostly, like a very intuitive meanings, just going based off of what feels right at the time and what kind of goes along with the card reading that I've just done, the tarot reading. So I love the little box. It's just a really cute, fun, deck, but with a lot of depth to it. So that is my favorite. I think this is my favorite oracle card purchase for 2018, I want to say. And it sits over here. It has its little crystals that sits on top of it, and it just stays right out here on my deck with my Naked Heart Tarot. And for some reason, it likes to be used with my Naked Heart Tarot. And I've been using that tarot a lot. So whenever I do a reading with my Naked Heart Tarot, I follow it with an oracle card pull from the Illuminated Earth Oracle. So yeah, and that was by Claire Mack. I think I said that, but so that's I don't often have an oracle card deck that expresses its desires so clearly as that particular one, but for whatever reason, my deck has a friend. They like to be read together. And so my second deck is the now this one I believe has been out for a while. I want to look. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle by, I want to say it's Lon. Let's see when this came out. 2016, I think this came out. And I had seen this out for a while. It had been on my wish list. I, had taken it off of my wish list. I was like, I don't need another deck. And then I was like, no, I really do. And then anyway, I finally purchased it, and I'm glad that I did. It took me a while to kind of get used to this deck. I guess when I purchased this deck originally, I thought that that I was going to get a like more of a explanation of sacred geometry. You can see like the backs are pretty too, and the cards are gorgeous, and they're like bendy, but they're like for like a good cardstock, but really shuffly. So I kind of like them. Who publishes this? Beyond Words is the publisher. I got this deck, and I guess I thought it was going to have like a little explanation of like sacred geometry and some of the symbols, and it does kind of go into it. It's not that it doesn't. It's just it's not like all in one like oracle and learning about sacred geometry. It's like it's in there. It's in the cards. It's kind of like a a piece of art that incorporates the sacred geometry, and the booklet is a pretty nice sized booklet, and it'll say in there, for example, let's see, it says, for example, okay, so 13 is coherence, and if I can get to it. So it has a little bit about what coherence means, and analytical mind, and how to be powerful manifestors, and all this stuff. So then it goes on and says the basis of this activation is a flower of life. So you can kind of see that design in there. And it says what it represents. It says circles stand for everything and nothing at all. Balance and infinity, purity and freedom. It goes into like the colors. So it does kind of go through each image and say, here are the different parts of the image, and here is what they mean. And so it does have that. And I like that it has like a little bit of the meaning right here at the bottom of each card. So for what I use them for is I actually always have one set up on my dresser, so that even when I'm not in my like sacred space, when I'm just going about my day, I can see these cards and just basically just looking at them. The idea is that they are like activations, like meditating and looking on these designs can activate within you like a certain state of mind, that kind of thing. So I like to have these where I can see them, and if I have a chance to have a couple minutes of meditative experience with them, that I can do that. I do have some other, and it even has some like different kind of spreads that you can use. And I have not actually done anything more than like draw a card, like do one card reading, or do use them with meditation and one card readings. But I'm going to have to read a separate book to learn more about actual sacred geometry, even though it goes over that a little bit in here. So at first I was like, oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. But the more that I work with those, I mean, the pictures, are just so amazing. And you can really, using like the little bit of information, you can just pull a card and just do a meditation. You could read the information in the guidebook and get a little bit more information to incorporate into a reading or into your meditation, for journaling. I like how it has all the chakras. And I find that helpful. And it's just a very kind of uplifting deck, but it's got it can pack some serious punches. Like I have asked a question and pulled a card from this deck, and maybe I didn't get like a nice like fluffy hug from that card. So it definitely can get to the heart of the issue. So I have like definitely a lot more respect for this deck now than when I started working with it. And I use this deck every day, every single day. So that is why that's one of my favorites for this year. Another one that I use all the time is my Blue Messiah reading cards, which actually did come out this year. I think I purchased them right when I think I might have pre-ordered these actually on Amazon, by Nari Anastasia. Anastasia, I think. And these are, it's just a 36 card deck. So it's not a huge deck, but what I use these for is as altar cards. So I always have one of these out on my altar as of right now. I might, have to switch out some decks because it's getting a little crowded. I have 3 cards out right now, but these cards have been really wonderful as far as the images are gorgeous, but the information in the guidebook is what has been really useful for me. Like this picture, inner vision, you know, you can kind of get intuitively a lot of meaning from there. It might not be exactly what's in the guidebook, but I feel like that is kind of the point, is to come up with your own meanings for a lot of these. And I just love the colors and how it just looks like light. Like the back, you know, has like, it's just depictions of a lot of like light. Like this is a good example. I love those. It's like colors and light for me, and they just work really well as focus for meditation. I have not yet, I've just been pulling one and reflecting on what the oracle has been telling me and trying to keep that energy in my mind, and doing some meditations in my more, you know, sacred space. But I do plan on pulling a card based on what energies I want to bring in and then using that as a focal point of meditation in the future. But here's a good example from the guidebook. Like it has a full, like basically a full-size image. This is Rockpool Publishing, so they have some really amazing decks. But like a full-size color image in here. But it also has like a chakra to work with. So this would be with the heart chakra, the life purpose card. And it has an exercise. So it says, if there are any walls around your heart, visualize them coming down. At the top of a piece of paper, write, what is my life purpose, or what makes my heart sing? Now write whatever comes to mind. Keep going, even if nothing clear comes to mind. Give this exercise at least 45 to 60 minutes and allow revelations to slowly be revealed. So it has a very like, it has an action, you know, that you can take to work with the energy of the card. And, you know, I find that's just been very helpful for me. Like when sometimes I'm so frazzled that even though there's a million things I need to be doing, I cannot focus or decide of the 15 million things, now that I have like a few minutes, what can I do? You know, so it's just helpful for me to have something written down in here that I can just go to, and then I always feel calm, you know, calm and collected and just more like accomplished, like I've done something with my time. Like, so it's just like, all right, you know, I don't know what it is I need to do right now. I have too many things to do, but I have this like that I can go to. And so that's been really helpful. Another one, this would be 2, 4, is Alice the Wonderland Oracle. One of my favorite tarot decks of the year, I talked about in my last video, was the Dame Darcy Alice Tarot. And I have just been really into Alice energies in 2018. It's just, sometimes when things are like topsy-turvy and, you know, it's just a good energy to go to. Like, yes, things are crazy right now, and that's just the way it is, and to embrace that and kind of make it into something interesting and beautiful is how I've been working with my Alice in Wonderland energy. So this is Alice the Wonderland Oracle by Lucy Cavendish with illustrations by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And I am a fan of Jasmine Beckett Griffith's like work, her art. It took me a while, and now I'm like a fan. The big-headed kid type, you know, energy is I don't know, like it wasn't always my style, but I do like, this is an interesting one. Alice as a painter, shine bright like a candle. So this is one that I like to pull a card. There's a little bit of a definition on the card, and I just like to use that and the image to get a meaning from, and then like journal it, or if I can't journal it, like say it out loud, because that kind of helps me clarify. That's why I like doing videos. Like saying things out loud helps me to clarify my thoughts, like crystallize them into, instead of like 15 thoughts that I'm thinking, like kind of crystallize it. And so I'll do that. I'll say it out loud to myself or write it down, and then I'll go read the book with this one. Nonsense, it says. So I don't know, like they're just different and fun. And I feel like this is actually my Dame Darcy Queen Alice Tarot is a fun one to just kind of journey through and play with and enjoy the images and kind of see where it takes me. Whereas this one, I feel like I'm actually getting answers for my questions, like, and so far it has been super accurate and on point, and I have been absolutely amazed because I have a couple of her other decks, both Lucy Cavendish and then like the decks with Jasmine Beckett Griffith's artwork, and I don't always get exactly like a very clear answer to my questions, and I don't know if I'm getting better at asking questions or if this particular oracle's just been really really clear. So I've been and these are the backs. I just enjoyed working with this, and I plan on continuing, you know, some oracle decks. Like I was really into oracle decks for a while, and I had some not so great like experiences like trying to read with them, and so it kind of put me off oracles, and I, you know, using them for actual readings versus just meditation. And this one I feel like I've gotten really good readings with, and so I've just been really happy with that one. And my last one, number 5, is one that I just got it, but I liked it so much I had to include it in my top 5. And that is my Animal Kin Oracle by Sarah Wilder. And this is, I did an unboxing of this one because this is the mass market edition published by Hay House. I believe this is a fourth edition. Oh, I don't know if it says in this book, but this one, the Hay House one, just came out in 2018. And so I haven't even read through like all of the book, but I do plan on it, at least the front part, you know. But I just fell in love as soon as I opened this with the colors and the animals. And unicorn. And so just having sometimes, you know, like a brightly colored, for me color is very therapeutic, and sometimes having something that's like brightly colored, it's like an animal, I feel like I kind of can connect with animal energy a little bit more naturally. Like I don't have to struggle. Like sometimes for me, and this might sound weird, but like I know like faces are, you know, people connect with, you know, faces, and you seek out faces, and other, you know, like if there's an illustration that has a face, like you naturally seek out faces of people because that's how people work. But for me, sometimes I find like I connect with animal energy easier than I connect with the energy of like people. So, you know, like that's why I guess a lot of my favorite decks are very like animal based or just kind of like abstract. We'll see. I like trying out new things too, though. But I've just really, really liked this deck. Like I said, I like the colors and I like the animals, and I like, you know, it's a good deck. I love this. It's got one of the nice Hay House boxes. It's got the nice, you know, kind of like matte finish cardstock. It's got a really nice guidebook, and it's got a lot of good information about the cards. You know, it's not like a ton, but I feel like this is a very, you know, more intuitive deck, and I feel like this is going to inspire me to kind of spend more time learning about like animal totems, animal energy. So, but for right now, where I am and with the time I have, like having this and just having like this to tap into a little bit, it's been really good. And what I actually did with this one is when I first got it, which was super recently, like time in my, it's hard for me to keep track of time in my head, but I want to say like maybe a week, 2 weeks ago I got this deck. And I been looking through the guidebook and finding an animal whose energy I would like to work with, and then pulling that card and setting it on my altar. So intentionally choosing an animal's energy to work with, and that's how I've been using this deck. Those are the backs. So gorgeous. So gosh, I can talk about decks forever. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit shorter, but I'm so glad if you're still here watching that you joined me, and I can't wait to see what you pick for your top 5 Oracle decks of 2019, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your new year. Bye.